One of the most confusing experiences in a relationship with a narcissistic person is the feeling that you can no longer trust your own memory. You remember a conversation one way, but they insist it happened differently. You recall something they said, yet they confidently deny ever saying it. Over time, these contradictions can become so frequent that you begin questioning not only specific events, but your ability to accurately remember reality itself. What starts as occasional confusion can gradually turn into chronic self-doubt. Today we will talk about how narcissists make you doubt your own memory. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. 9. They rewrite past events. Narcissists often change the story of what happened to make themselves appear innocent or justified. An argument that they started suddenly becomes your fault. A promise they broke becomes a promise they never made. A hurtful action is reframed as something completely harmless. Because these revised versions of events are repeated so confidently, they can slowly influence how you remember the situation. You may find yourself comparing your memory to their version and wondering which one is correct. Over time, the constant rewriting of history creates confusion and uncertainty, making it harder to trust your own recollection of past experiences. 8. They twist your words. Another tactic narcissists frequently use is twisting what you say. You may express a concern, share a feeling, or explain your perspective, only to have your words completely misrepresented. They may exaggerate your statements, take them out of context, or claim you meant something entirely different. Instead of discussing the actual issue, the conversation shifts toward defending yourself against accusations you never made. After enough experiences like this, you may begin questioning whether you communicated clearly in the first place. The constant distortion of your words can make you feel confused about conversations and less confident in your ability to remember what was actually said. 7. They dismiss your feelings. When you express hurt, disappointment, or concern, narcissists often respond by dismissing your emotions. They may tell you that you are too sensitive, overreacting, dramatic, or imagining problems that do not exist. This response sends a powerful message. Your perception cannot be trusted. Over time, you may stop relying on your own emotional experiences because they are repeatedly invalidated. Instead of trusting your feelings as useful information, you begin questioning whether they are legitimate at all. This emotional dismissal contributes to a growing sense of self-doubt that affects not only your emotions, but also your memory of events. 6. They create constant contradictions. Healthy communication is usually consistent and predictable. Narcissistic communication is often the opposite. They may say one thing today and something completely different tomorrow. Their explanations change depending on the situation. Their actions frequently contradict their words. Because of these inconsistencies, you spend a great deal of time trying to understand what is true. The more contradictions you encounter, the harder it becomes to keep track of reality. Eventually, you may stop trusting your own understanding of events because everything feels uncertain and constantly changing. 5. They blame you for everything. Narcissists often avoid accountability by placing responsibility on others. Problems become your fault. Misunderstandings become your fault. Their emotional reactions become your fault. When blame is consistently shifted onto you, it can begin affecting how you interpret past events. You may start reviewing situations through the assumption that you were responsible, even when you were not. This habit makes it easier to doubt your memory because you automatically assume that your perspective is flawed. Over time, the constant blame weakens your confidence in your own judgment and recollection. 4. They attack your confidence. Confidence and memory are closely connected. People who trust themselves generally trust their recollection of events. Narcissists often undermine that confidence through criticism, ridicule, and emotional manipulation. They may repeatedly suggest that you are forgetful, confused, irrational, or incapable of understanding situations correctly. While these comments may seem small individually, they accumulate over time. Eventually, you may start believing them. As your confidence decreases, so does your trust in your memory. You become more likely to rely on the narcissist's version of reality rather than your own. 3. They keep you emotionally exhausted. Mental exhaustion makes it much harder to think clearly. Narcissists often create environments filled with conflict, unpredictability, and emotional stress. You spend time analyzing conversations, preparing for future interactions, and trying to understand confusing behavior. This constant mental effort drains your energy and reduces your ability to process information confidently. When people are emotionally exhausted, they are more likely to second-guess themselves. The resulting confusion is not a sign that your memory is failing. It is often the result of carrying an emotional burden that leaves little mental energy available for clarity and confidence. 2. They make you question reality. One of the most damaging effects of narcissistic manipulation is that it extends beyond memory and begins affecting your perception of reality itself. You remember a conversation one way, but they insist something completely different happened. You feel hurt by their actions, but they tell you that you are imagining problems. You notice unhealthy behavior, but they convince you that you are the real problem. Gradually, you stop asking whether they are being truthful and start asking whether you can trust yourself. This shift is incredibly damaging because it weakens the foundation of self-trust that healthy decision-making depends upon. 1. You stop trusting your own mind. The most harmful outcome of all this manipulation is not forgetting what happened. It is losing trust in your own mind. After months or years of having your experiences denied, your feelings dismissed, your words twisted, and your memories challenged, you may begin doubting yourself automatically. You second-guess conversations. You question your recollection of important events. You hesitate before expressing your perspective because you assume you might be wrong. This loss of self-trust affects every area of life. Decisions become harder. Confidence decreases. Anxiety increases because you no longer feel certain about what is real. Many survivors describe this as one of the most painful effects of narcissistic relationships because it creates a sense of disconnection from themselves. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.